You know what? Sorry, people. I've got different music playing in the background from YouTube. That completely threw me off. Welcome to Never a Foul. It is our first show back officially. We are going to be going ham this summer. We're back. Shout out to all of our 2,500, is it, Soups? 2,500 subscribers who have stuck with us. Carl Rossi, I see you in the comments already, one of our moderators. So we are back. We've been doing our thing. Myself and Ty, we've been jumping on a million different channels, building up our profiles. But now we're back with Never a Foul. And this is a new show that my guest that I've got on tonight kind of inspired me to do. So it's called Through the Turnstiles. And what this is about is it's about meeting the real life game going week in, week out fans of football clubs, not just my club, any fans that I meet around the grounds that don't usually do YouTube, but have a voice, have a passion. And I met this guy in Madrid, and I wouldn't say I was chewing his ear off. He might have been chewing my ear off as well, to be fair. But we were chewing the fat, shall we say, about football. And anyone else that wanted to walk past us at the bar, we were grabbing them and getting them involved as well. So I thought, first show, I've got to get him on. And of course, he is a blue like me. Mason, let me bring him in. What are you saying, brother?
Certainly, you all right?
You good?
Yeah. Glad to be on, mate. Glad to have a catch up and a chat.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, as I was saying, we met in Madrid, and you're passionate.
Yeah.
You thought I was Chelsea?
I did. Still do.
Well, Mason, do you want to explain why you thought it was Chelsea?
No, it's just a mix up on it in the obviously being over there, Madrid, bit of a sticky one, but a couple of Chelsea about. The accent threw me. Yeah, but then when the chatting got going and I realised it was like, all right, maybe he's not a Chelsea.
You know what it was
still,
as well?
like I said.
The thing is, so when Steve and I got there, yeah, and obviously there was like most of the corners of the square were all Chelsea, but then there was one City pub, and to be fair, Steve clocked it the minute we walked, because we came in the opposite end past two Chelsea pubs, and Steve heard the City lot straight. He was like, "Now we're over there," and I was thinking, I can't even hear nothing, but it's like he could smell the Manchester air or something, right? And the minute we got there, what confused me a bit. Can you remember that guy that was in our pub but was Chelsea?
And yeah, there was a bloke with, I think he was with his lad.
Yeah,
and he come over. They had a bit of a bar over the way, and then they had all the flags up. Come over. To be fair, it was all friendly. It was all nice chatty. Everyone was getting on, just a few beers in the sun, and then there was a Chelsea lad, so we were a bit confused ourselves, to be honest. Thinking, is it
and
a
then
mix?
You thought I was with him.
On?
Yeah, and everyone.
I did, to be fair. That's where it come. Yeah, at first, it was. Do you know what? It sounds cliche, but it was the accent throws you off.
I get it.
I suppose it's just one of them. But then,
you know what it is, right? When you have this accent, yeah. So when we were shit, right? Everyone didn't doubt that I was City at all. There was no doubt. If anyone said, "Who do you support?" and I said City, it was just accepted. He's not going to say City. The minute we started winning, all I get is, "Oh, well, how long have you supported them for?" And it's like, oh, fucking hell, man.
Oh yeah,
can't win. You can't win.
It's a typical. You was a Chelsea fan. It's like you always get it. Everyone gets it. To be fair, so when they had the money, they started winning. It was you're a Chelsea fan. As soon as if you were a blue, you were a Chelsea fan from birth. Apparently, that's just how it happened.
Yeah. Hold tight. So people that don't know, Soups is here with me. He's going to be running the comments. So Soups, any comments any shout outs we need to give so far?
Yeah, I want to say big up Carl Rossi.
Hold tight, Carl.
Smash them likes up, people. Listen to him. Do smash a like. It helps us massively. Big up. Why not? Spursy Mikel Arteta. This is the longest name I've ever seen.
Bunda Hunt will be on here soon.
Yeah, he's saying big up Carl. He's also saying large up Daps and big up Mason. And as a closing statement, Arteta out always.
He's still see. So
also, sorry, Sean Fogarty saying hi.
Hold tight, Sean. Thanks for locking in, people.
Yeah.
What's that last one? It's another Arteta out, I think, isn't it?
No, that is
No,
Arteta.
Arteta in. Okay. We do have
Martial FC.
So, Mason, just quickly before we get into it, so are you a Blue from birth?
Yeah, I was. You know, you'll have, as you say, you have your people that will sit there. Glory hunters is the word that gets thrown around quite a lot. But yeah, Blue from birth. Dad took us to sort of Main Road when we were younger. One of them, and then, like I said, to be honest, it was my sort of generation. We were the start of the Etihad era. You know, going to there, and then, as I say, luckily enough, I was managed to get myself a season ticket. Even before that, I went with my brother. But yeah, I managed to get a season ticket. I've been in South Stand since I've been going.
That's what I was going to say. Has it always been South Stand? Yeah,
so South Stand 115. Not, you know, there's been two seat changes. It was at the top, then it got right into the middle next to the away lot.
Yeah.
But I've been there ever since. It's one of them where, you know, you always see it like, oh, the option to sit at the dugout might be a bit more expensive, but then you just think it's the part of it, you know, getting in it with the away fans. Yeah, it's one of them. You know, we hear it a lot, but people never believe, you know, there's an atmosphere until you're there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Soups, come on, be honest, because you've been to a couple of games with me. South Stand.
Yeah.
Lively,
yeah, with all the flags.
Yeah, very lively.
Yeah, it's all right.
You know what? The flags are building now. The flags are building every single game. It seems to be more.
Too many. Yeah. There's so many. Yeah, I found out the other day, actually, I've got a Connect, that crazy Connect, to be fair, that they've got like a box and tickets in the tunnel.
You know, the tunnel club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a kind of family friend. And they've said if I ever want tickets, but I kind of was like, do you know, I don't really. It sounds crazy, but I don't really like want to go and sit there. The atmosphere is just not the same. Like, maybe once or twice I might do it, but
yeah, we've done it once with the padded seats. I know it's not tunnel club or anything like out of box, but we've done it with the padded seats, and it's just not. Something doesn't sit right with me being told to sit down at a game. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know people have different feelings on that, but being told to sit down at a game, it just doesn't feel right. Like, it happened way back when we were at Wembley, when the COVID stopped and we were at Leicester. Like, getting told to sit down at a seat, it just doesn't feel right at a football ground.
Yeah. That's the good thing about the South Stand as well, because the seats there are in the lower as well. They're built for standing, aren't they? So they kind of. There was talk that we were actually applying for that as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, so they did put in. There's a couple of railings, sort of stretches from like 115 sort of round a bit. There's a couple of like railings that they put up, but then there was a sort of an application apparently gone in that was completely safe standing. Whether that's still ongoing or they are just going to sort of roll with putting the barriers up, I'm not too sure.
Yeah. But
so would you guys disagree with this comment? And it says you can't hear any atmosphere at City anyways.
Of course we do. You know what?
Yeah,
I'll be. Do you know what? I'll be honest, right? The last two, in fact, no. So it was last three games that have been covered on TV: Liverpool, Atletico, and Real Madrid. Even our enemies, Sky and BT, have actually spoken on how good the atmosphere has been at those games, and they have all three of those games. The atmosphere has been crazy. I do think with all new stadiums, it is different.
Yeah, 100%.
It doesn't hold the atmosphere the same. One I will say that did bang. Would you agree? The Atletico Stadium, the atmosphere in there was insane.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, to be honest. The start of the game, obviously, it's the same with most sort of European aways. It's one of them. You're in the gods. You feel like you just put out, and then it's one of them. Like, you've just got to make the most of it, and especially the game going how it went, even home and away. You know, we already knew from the get-go it was going to be a tough game. We knew that straight off the bat. You know, it's, as the old saying goes, he's anti-football, Simeone. So the whole premise of, you know, going on, seeing a team sit behind the ball, it's never going to be as entertaining as you want it to be. So you just got to get there with the crowd and get it pumping, to be honest. So
Yeah. So I wanted to touch on that. Obviously, we connected on the Tuesday night, and then I think I was so drunk most of the time there. To be fair, I think we did see each other in the square on Wednesday. I think.
Yeah. So
then,
sort of Wednesday daytime. Yeah.
But then I didn't see you at the ground. When you got to the ground, did you get dropped off at the away end?
Yeah. So to be honest, mate, this is where the story unfolds with that one. So we jumped on the metro, and there were sort of two groups of us jumped on the metro. And there was a couple of Atletico fans on the metro. So we thought, what we'll do, we'll sing a couple of songs and then we'll just jump off when they jump off, because you think can't be that bad. What happened was we stopped. Train driver on the tannoy was just saying blah blah, must have been stopping. So we jumped off. We jumped off, walked up the stairs, and there was us and maybe four of us just stood in the middle of like a couple hundred, all with the flags, blah blah, and then a chap walked over and said to us, you can't be here. So we're like, oh, here we go. So we're walking down. We end up walking round. It's where the bus comes. So we got dropped off where all the ultras stand. So we jumped off the bus, and then we just stood there in a mix of ultras thinking, oh, this is it. Best ring my parents. This is it.
You know what? So you basically, something very similar happened with us. So we got a taxi. Me and Steve got a taxi. Because we thought, you know what, we left the square a little early, went back to the hotel, charge up our phones, freshen up, then got a taxi there, and we were on this bypass that takes you to where the away end is, but there was traffic. So Steve was like, should we just jump out here? So we just jumped out, walked down the slip road of the bypass, and we were exactly there. It was as their team coach was arriving, flares going off everywhere. And at first we kind of stood there filming because they were all just walking past. And then kind of I'm there in sky blue, Steve's there looking like Steve, just very English. And like you, just thousands of them, and they're starting to look at us. And it's like, I was like, I think we're sat the other end, Steve. Like, we're just going to have to walk through them all.
So, we did. We had to do the same thing.
Yeah. So we started walking along, and up, like, everyone's just looking at us. So I just said, Steve, I'm watching your back, you watch mine. If one of us get lumped, just whatever. And then we actually saw a couple of City fans get ran off somewhere. And then I said, look, if we see any City fans, let's just grab them and get them in. And by the time we got to this bar, there was probably about 30 of us. And then we stopped, had a drink there. And then by that point we were fine. But it was a bit, the hardest thing I found, is that you don't know, because they're all wearing red and white scarves. They all look friendly.
Yeah, 100%. We got the same feel. Like, you walk past a couple of them, and it's like, you feel like you could be like asking for directions. It sounds daft, but sort of which way do we go in? Just doesn't happen.
Nah, but then the worst thing is at the end of the game, once we've been held back for however long, we decided that instead of following where everyone else was walking, we saw a built-up area in the distance. We're like, we must be able to get a taxi. Let's head over there. So we started walking over there. And as we got close to there, it's like loads of blocks of flats with like bars along the bottom. And I was like, this just looks like all their supporter clubs.
Yeah, that's what we walked past.
And I'm running up to taxis, like, can I get a taxi? And like, I'm opening the door, and it's got a load of Atletico fans in the back of there going, go away, go away. So I'm like to the taxi driver, shall I go that way? He's like, don't go that way. I'm thinking, where do I go? Like, but anyway, it was a hard game, man. Hard game.
It was. It was tough. It was. I suppose we knew, as I mentioned before, we knew it was going to be a tough one against a team like that, especially when you're having a 1-0 lead. Like, we already knew they were going to maybe press a bit more than they did sort of at the Etihad, but it was going to be tough. They were going to sit behind the ball. They were going to kick them. They were going to do everything they possibly could. And at the end of the day, we just had to fight it out. And in the end, we got the result. But
I think it was good as well. I was saying to Steve kind of straight away the minute the game finished. Yeah, the atmosphere there was mad. I feel like their ground has been built in a way to hold the atmosphere in, because for a new ground, it was bumping. It really, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, their home fans are unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, even when they went out, they stayed at the end still singing, and they've got that same song as Liverpool, wouldn't they?
I think so. Yeah, they have.
But this sounded different.
Pumps.
Yeah, but yeah, I was saying to hold tight, Jamie, love brother.
Also,
Unlike,
hold tight, Jaminho. Saying
yes,
big up
Jaminho,
Daps
good.
and Mason.
Good.
How's things, lads?
Good, Jaminho. I hope you're good as well, brother.
Good.
So I said to Steve straight after the game, I think getting a result like that in Europe, it was good because it shows us that we can do that. Like it was hard, but sometimes when the shit hits the fan, we can play that style of football if need be.
Yeah.
But I think Fernandinho was so crucial to it. So
Yeah,
when
it was.
he came on. Yeah,
he does. He breaks up. He breaks up. You don't expect it. Like obviously, he has mentioned before the age thing. You know the player. We know as City fans, he isn't going to run. Like he's not going to be able to run the length of the pitch. It's not going to happen. We have it continuously when he comes on, and there's rumours flying about like he's not up here. You know, he wants to play and things like that. But he comes on, he does his job. He breaks up play. He closes down lines, and that's just what he's good at. In that Atletico game, he's shown, you know, he can. I always say we have a running joke, couple of lads, and it's always like you want that player who's a bit of an aggressor. He wants to get stuck in, and he'll be the one that'd back a player, say someone run into him, the savage thing and things like that. That's Fernandinho to us. He's always been that player where he'll stick his neck on the line, and sometimes the yellow card come, but he's a very tactically good player.
Oh yeah, he'll take one for the team. I think as well. I actually think because obviously it was the day before that it came out that he said he's not staying and he's going in the summer, and in a strange way, I think that helped fire him up for that game because obviously I don't believe he meant it the way it came out. I think with translation, and he's just a very straight talking person. He didn't mean any offense by it, but I think he's also the type of person that would then think, right, I need to prove to my manager, the players around me, and the fans that I'm still here for City. I'm not saying and I think that fired him up because when he came on, it's almost like he said to everyone else, you lot do what you lot do and let me control the shithousery because I'll do that, no problem. I can do that all day long. But it was just good to see that we could do that because, I have no doubt on Wednesday night we might have to do some of it again because it's going to be
a copy and paste job. we couple of lads talking about it. It's going to be one of them where we're going to have to go there. Everyone knows the Bernabeu isn't an easy place to go and get a result. It just isn't, regardless of. I know they're playing well this year in Madrid, but it's going to be a struggle. Like we've had chats about Benzema. We even spoke before the first leg when we said that's who we need to cut off. We need to cut off the wingers, passing it to Benzema because
we did. We spoke about that. In fact, we did.
Yeah, it's crucial to. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm one of them now, especially their team, and we shown. I know it was 4 goals we scored, but they're not the team they used to be. Like as in the talent they've got youngsters coming through. Their big one, whack it in the middle, put it out to the wingers, get it to Benzema. The first goal he scored just proved like come from absolutely nothing. 2-0 up, get it to the winger, put it into him. It was a finish. It hurt, but it was a finish. It was one of them where we knew that's what Benzema's capable of, and it's just going to come down to it now. It's like I mentioned to you a couple of days ago. We sat there when we went and watched the game, and there was a couple of people after it, not necessarily bad mouthing City, but not happy with the result, things like that. And I think people do forget, and I understand it's 3 goals away. The away goal thing doesn't count anymore. People need to remember.
Yeah, massively.
We still won. We still left and we won. I know it was at home, but it's going to be the same when we go to there. We'll score. There's no doubt about it.
I think the thing I was saying to Soups earlier, the thing with me is when people say we should have killed off the game and all of that, right? The Mahrez chance where he should have squared it. Yeah, that I'll take that one. Should have done better. Should have squared it.
Yeah.
Most of the other chances, you know what? This is football. Sometimes when you shoot, you don't score, right? I don't think, and I was saying on another pod, none of those chances were Raheem Sterling's 6-yard box open goal chances, right?
Yeah.
None of them were that. They were, and sometimes you shoot, and sometimes like Foden's one, it was inches wide, and the one where it bounced back off. Mahrez hit the post. It bounced back. It was too quick for Foden to control it. There weren't easy chances. So when people are saying we should have killed it off, but we have to remember, we just like, other way of putting it is, we know this season, if you've watched Manchester City this season, right? If we get 9 chances, if we have 9 shots, we're probably going to score at best 2.
Oh yeah, we're not that prolific in front
clinical.
of goal. We can shoot, but yeah, the end goal, it's never as black and white as, you know, like you said. We could have 9 shots, score 2. That's been the moral of the story all season.
Yeah, and then you've got Real Madrid who've got Benzema. If they get 5 shots, they might score 3. So that's the realness of it. I do think one thing that someone said to me, I think is true, is I know Calverhouse is going to be back for the next game, but Real Madrid's defense was not good the other night. Yeah, but Real Madrid's defense all season has not been very good. Whereas our defense, apart from Zinchenko and Stones while he was on the pitch, I don't think our defense was very good. But our defense can be better. And that's the difference, that we could go to Real Madrid. And I mean, Diaz, first full game back. And
yeah, it will be. We I'm not sure Cancelo's ban's over, I think, is it? Second leg?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. So we've got Cancelo. Yeah, if Walker's fit, you know, he's back. The thing that we was talking about when we were at the game the other day is, we have the way we play, the way City play at the minute, it is predominantly through them wing backs. Yeah. Like, it's the way Ederson plays, the way he knocks it out to him. You know, that's the way City play. Having John Stones as a right back, who's maybe played there twice, 3 times off the top of my head. Yeah.
Best, yeah.
Like, he's not going to do the job where you're expecting Kyle Walker. They were talking about it after the game. And they're talking about Kyle Walker, the way, you know, what he can create. And even when Fernandinho come on with the Vinicius Junior, when he put it through his legs, I'm sure you've seen the video and everything. Like, it's a different game if Kyle Walker's on. Like, it is. And I know that sounds...
no, 100%. Look, all we've heard all season is how Walker is our insurance policy. That Vinicius goal does not happen with Kyle Walker on the pitch. And anyone that says otherwise hasn't watched us or Kyle Walker for the past 3 seasons. No. It doesn't happen. Doesn't happen.
The push on Laporte, not as in push, but when they push Laporte into the box and he had to take on Vinicius, that wouldn't happen if Walker was on the pitch. Yeah, because he doesn't have to come across. Whereas when you've got late 30s old Fernandinho on the pitch, getting burnt past and left in the mud, we're going to struggle. Laporte's going to have to come out. Yeah,
we all knew it the minute he came on, because I've been told all week by everyone that Vinicius is going to cook. Vinicius is going to cook. And then we have to play a 37-year-old DM against him. It's like, well, I know this isn't going to end well. So to be fair, it didn't get in that one goal. It didn't really end that badly. But I'm with you. I think not. He didn't cook. No, he didn't cook. He didn't cook.
So sorry. With all things considered, then with obviously Benzu playing well, you're going at the Bernabeu. This game, it's got to be balls to the wall.
No. I think we try and outscore them.
We'll
try and outscore them.
If Cancelo's back, if he is, obviously we never know. Pep said before about Walker. I am very, very confident if Kyle Walker and Cancelo back, or even one of them's back, they won't be able to keep up with City. And I know they scored the 3 goals. I know one was apparently Fernandinho. What happened? John Stones coming off. The way we were going forward, we should have been 4-5-0 up at half time. We should have. Like, it's simple. I know you've got to finish chances. You know, it's one of them. There was a couple, the Foden one, the Mahrez one. They should have been. But we go and do the repeat of what we did at home. And I know it's the Bernabeu. We're going to do the repeat of at home with the likes of Cancelo or Walker or both. That opens up so many channels where they're not going to let Vinicius get us on the counter attack. They're not going to, you know, because you would have seen it yourself. Benzema, poacher, probably one of the best poachers in world football. He just waited. Yeah. As soon as that ball went to Vinicius or that Rodrigo, he was gone. He was waiting. He was done. That doesn't happen if Walker and Cancelo are on the pitch.
No, I 100% agree with you. Do you know what? I was having this conversation with somebody the other day. They asked me Aguero or Benzema. And obviously, as a City fan, we're going to say Aguero. But I think that's a very good comparison, because I think Benzema at City for that amount of time, he probably would have scored a very similar number to Aguero.
Maybe
been fitter, in fact.
This is the bias part might come out, but there was that rumor going around for many, many years. Real Madrid were trying to replace Benzema with a certain someone for many, many years. And don't get me wrong, listen, he's, like we mentioned before, he probably is one of the best number 9s in the world at the minute. Benzema, he's unbelievable, especially for his age.
Yeah.
Aguero, prime Aguero, his numbers speak volumes.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, even when it comes down to people comparing him to Henry and people like that, like, don't get me wrong, Henry's unbelievable. He must be good to be getting compared to people who tore the Premier League for years.
But you need to his goals per game ratio is insane. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
it really is.
His numbers are ridiculous.
So would you guys agree with Daniel? He's saying there's no chance that Pep goes to the Bernabeu to defend the lead. Remember Pep's philosophy: the best way to defend is by keeping the ball.
100%. We ain't going to defend it. I don't think we want to. That's not what it's not what we're best at. It's not.
We don't defend. We don't. And yeah, we don't concede many goals against teams, but that's just because we overload the ball. It goes back to that. And sorry to repeat, there's a reason Cancelo and Walker, even when he plays Stones and Zinchenko, they don't defend. They're sat so high up the pitch. This is what they do. Like we're not going to go there. It could bite us in the ass. It's happened before. It's happened when we played Liverpool in the past. Could bite us in the ass. They could overload us. But we ain't going to the Bernabeu to defend the lead.
Not a chance. Not a chance. So touch on that. Obviously, I want to get through all the subjects. I know there's one that I really do want to touch on with you. But before we get into that, we'll talk on the title race. 5 games to go now, right? 5 games to go.
Yeah,
5?
5 or 6. Yeah,
5.
I think it's 5 or 6.
5.
Yeah.
Newcastle, Leeds, Newcastle, Wolves, West Ham, Villa. I think that's it.
Last game, yeah. Yeah.
So, right. So I already know I'm with you on this one, but you've got some frustrations you want to get off your chest, right?
Yeah. There's a big one, and let the hate pour in. Whatever needs to be done. The big one we spoke about before it. People seem to forget Man City are top of the table. Let's run it back a couple of games. The Liverpool game, amazing game. We battered them. Like we did. They were an unbelievable team. I do think, if I'm being honest, they have a better team than us. That's me being
better squad at the moment, in my opinion.
100%. They've got people they can bring off, whereas we've got Fernandinho.
Yeah.
That's no respect to Fernandinho, but it's the truth. Like,
it is the truth, and I keep saying to people on streams, because they keep trying to push this, our squad's bigger, deeper, and I keep saying to all of them, go and check it out. Don't just say what you want to say. Go and check it out. And when you're ready, I'm more than happy to do a show with you where we literally go through player for player and compare the squad sizes. But you won't, and none of them have got back to me, because we know the size of our squad. But this is a problem with Liverpool fans, that they will tell us that we have thrown away a 14-point lead, but then at the same time they'll claim that they're a lot better than us. And it's like, well, a season is 38 games. We're 32 games in, 32 or 33 games in.
33.
And we have more points than you. So, all right, cool. At the moment, I won't lie, your form is... You're looking better than us at the moment. But like I said, a league is 38 games. And currently we have 1 point more than you. How can we possibly have 1 point more than you, yet you be the better team? It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it doesn't help that every single media outlet is pushing the same narrative as well. It's
not just that. There's a reason. I don't know. We're talking margin numbers. We're talking one win. There's a reason we've won more games. And I know. Yeah, we've lost an extra game. I get that. Yeah, past 5 or 6 games they have looked better, but there is a reason. There's a reason we've won more games. Because don't get me wrong, right? Liverpool, these best 2 teams in the world at the minute is Man City and Liverpool. Hands down. There's no question in it. There's a reason we're fighting for title after title. It is what it is. But this current season at the minute, it's probably the biggest pet peeve at the minute. We're top of the table. Maybe 1 point. They may have turned us over in the cup, whatever it is. Bet the buzzing with turning, Zach Steffen in half. That's fine. But there's a reason we're sat at the top, and going off track record, even throwing it back to the United, the City time when it was the goal difference. There's a reason we're sat at the top. They're not winning it. Let's just keep that a stack. Let's just, be honest with each other. They're not. It's not a case of everyone keeps going. We all have chats about it. Or the running games, the fixtures are easy, but it shouldn't have to be down to that. It should be down to the pure fact we don't lose games. It's not on Liverpool messing up. It's if we mess up.
Yeah, 100%. That's the key. We win all our games. We won the league.
That's it. And it might sound simple, but that is it. The teams we have in front of us, everyone can turn up on a day. That's the beauty of the Premier League. Each team we play now in the next games, we should be easily sweeping by, and that's with injury problems. There's a reason why we're
not allowed to talk about them, Mason. We're not allowed to talk about them.
But that's what I mean, though. We have injuries. People have injuries. Other teams have injuries. The thing is, the squads we have, we should be sliding past the next 5 people.
Yeah. Well, on most streams I get asked for predictions. I've refused to do predictions now. But all I say is, like Watford, Brighton, and again about Leeds, I said, look, all I can say is if we don't win the game, Liverpool deserve to win the league because these are teams that we should be beating. It's that simple. And if we don't beat them...
This is how it ends. Like, honestly, the way the table is now, obviously, more points after the game. This 1 point deficit will be probably how this league ends. There won't be change. I can't, even though it pains me to say it, I can't see Liverpool getting beat.
Not now. It's like the games we looked at, maybe. Tottenham still. And you know what? I think for me, the Tottenham and Newcastle ones are 2 that I could maybe, but not really.
We say the Newcastle one, but then you look at even going down to paper, it's probably not going to happen. Yeah. You're going to get Salah's going to slide through him, score 2. Mane, it's going to be what it is. But at the end of the day, it's down to us. There's no one. We mess it up. It's our fault.
100%.
It's not a case of I've never stood by. Like me personally, I understand injuries happen. You go out there, you've got a good enough team. We're in the league because of the team we've got. Just win the games.
Look, we support City. We don't support City's best 11. We support City. So ultimately, if there's injuries, it's because our squad is not deep enough anymore.
Yeah.
And the same, I am never ever willing to stand by any referee decision talk either, because I think that's a game of swings and roundabouts. We all get decisions that go different ways. They can be frustrating on the day, but you know what? Everton handball, it was a handball. We know that. But we've had decisions go against us. So I think all of that is swings and roundabouts. So you said that the league will finish 1 point difference. So you're going with City.
Yeah, 100%. Like you wouldn't catch it. I'd be honest, if it was in Liverpool where, there was that chance that I think Liverpool would. We've known for years now since he's been here, Pep. There's one thing that all City fans, you'll probably agree with me, he's stubborn. It is what it is, and he's going to be stubborn the way we play these games. Back to the comment of defending a win, it doesn't happen. We're going to go out, we're going to play our City play, and it probably will end with a 1 point.
Yeah, spot on.
Bailey saying Newcastle away 12:30 Saturday. He's going. He's a little nervous, but they have to win.
Good luck on the stairs.
You know what? you know what it is. Yeah, fucking hell. You know what it is with. I hate when Liverpool play early on a Saturday. I hate it.
Yeah. You'll get Klopp on Sky Sports shouting at people.
Fist pumping.
Early kickoffs. Yeah.
Looking at Liverpool's running, though.
Looking
at Liverpool's running, there are a few potential bananas.
Yeah, they are. But, bro, this is the thing. This is like when... It's a conversation I've had several times now where people say about the 14-point thing. And it's like, look, if Liverpool were Arsenal, Tottenham, Man United... or pretty much any other team in the Premier League, maybe then you could look at games in hand and say they're not a guaranteed 6 points. But Liverpool fan base, you can't tell me that you are the type of club that go on 18-game winning streaks, and boast about it all the time, right? And then try and claim that home games against Norwich and Leeds are not guaranteed 6 points. They are. Right, that's how I looked at it. When I looked at Liverpool's 2 games in hand, They were guaranteed and that's me being respectful to Liverpool. I think there's no way Leeds or Norwich are going to come to Liverpool and pick up 3 points each. So those 2 games in hand were 6 points in the bag for you. You're not Man United. You're not Tottenham. You're not Arsenal. So it's what it is. We had a bad run of form, but have a good game though, Bailey.
Yeah, it's one of them. Like they know this out. You layer them on, the different sort of platforms talking about how we let this point lead slip and how we did. Realistically, they should be there. City and Liverpool should be the top 2 teams in England. They should be. Like the way they play, and I'm not. This riles people. I'm not hearing the money situation. Like people get too bothered about money, which isn't even theirs. But like it is what it is. They both have big teams. We should be up where we are, and 14-point deficits, all this, whatever it is. At the end of the day, you've got to win the games that are in front of you. Like,
100%. And you know what? I will say one thing respectful to Liverpool as well is, this season as well. I've got to give them ratings because it's something that we've had to put up with for the last 4 or 5 years. Is a manager that is insistent on competing in every single trophy.
Oh yeah.
And so playing that many games, right? Yeah. That now that's the same with Liverpool. I mean, the fact that Liverpool are doing it in every competition now, I've got to rate them for that because now they really are. They're it's like before we were trying to do it and they was kind of 1 or 2. They're now trying to compete in every single trophy. But I think that just shows that their squad is better. Their squad is not the same squad they had in 2018. It's deeper. No. It's a lot deeper. Right, so last subject, and this is a tasty one. This is the one that I think this is why having you on is really important. You said at the start of the show, you see season ticket holder for many years now. Obviously, I met you in Madrid, so I know you're going to the European away games, and obviously our fan base get right. Let's go back to the Carabao semi-final as an example. Our fan base gets kind of any excuse to go at our fan base. Pictures will be taken 45 minutes before a game on purpose so that people can tweet it out and say that we can't fill our allocation and whatever else. So yeah, I mean, I know that's something you wanted to talk about, the cost of going to games.
It's you see the fans, you see them on the different sort of socials and stuff like that. You always get the empty ad, you'll get this, you'll get that. For the working class people, especially I understand everyone's going through, the backlash of COVID, everything like that. Cost of games and things like that, people do struggle with it. They do. Like, it's one of them. Going to, like we did, Madrid, straight onto literally when people were flying back on home myself on the Friday, straight up to London, then back again. It's another away day. Then, for example, back to the Bernabeu. Couple days.
Mason,
then,
put some numbers on it. Put some numbers.
So
let's talk in real terms. How much does it cost?
Season ticket.
So season ticket 800 plus, depending where you start. Obviously, you can get your 400, 500s, age brackets and all that. So you've got that going out. You've got 30 to 50, maybe 30 to 60, an away day. That's not including travel. That's just the ticket
or alcohol.
Yeah, or whatever's happening on the day.
Yeah.
And then you've got a European. Obviously, it depends where you stay. You could stay in a hostel. You could stay in somewhere nice. You've got the taxis, delays, everything like that. You've got
the food in that square was not cheap, by the way.
Exactly. You've got 400, 500 pound a pop, and you'll get if it's not me saying it, you'll have another fan saying, "Oh, well, we all do it," but then they'll probably be saying the same to their group of mates, like, "Oh, £500 a pop, mate. Not everyone can afford that." Then when you see it on, you're always going to get it. The empty seats. You're going to get. It happened at the United game, against Chelsea. The empty seats. It was straight on Twitter. People.
That was a protest.
Of course, it was. Yeah. You can't expect week in, week out, and this may be an issue at every club. The prices of tickets, the cap. You see the lower leagues doing it where they'll cap like a ticket, or they'll help the fans travel. Don't get me wrong, the free travel to Wembley, it was a great idea.
And they did sport. Didn't they do the they did the Champions League final last year as well, didn't they?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know, it does. They do offer them, and don't get me wrong, it's better when we do get them. But having to pay £400-500, especially at the minute, we've got Atletico we've just had. Then it's back home to London. You know, going straight from Manchester, London, back home. Then you go back to Madrid again, back home, and then if we do get through, then it's Paris. 2 weeks later? So it's free. Go on.
I think the thing is as well is that the one thing I've always said is the cost of living, the cost of the wage in Manchester is less. Okay, it's less than London for starters. Secondly, I remember when West Ham Stadium was first built. I was looking at the price of season tickets there. I was tempted to buy one, right, and literally just sell the tickets online, and I would make the money back, because the one thing in London you have is tourists that will go to games. So the stadium will look full every game. Now West Ham's fan base, I don't know the numbers, but I can't imagine it being any bigger than City's. So, but they're filling their stadium because of tourism. Like a lot of clubs in London do that. It's because of tourism. But secondly, when people go at City about not filling their stadium, right, City's core fan base has always been big, right? As far as league games, because they have season tickets. So they go to the league games. But then, like I touched on a minute ago, we're trying to compete in every single tournament. When you're getting to semi-finals at Wembley, quarterfinals in Europe, semi-finals in Europe, then all the away games.
This is constant as well. This is constant. It's not just a one-off.
5 years now, right? And then you've also 5 years at least, to be fair. Then you've also got the fact that City's away game support is amazing, because so many want to travel away as well, which is then an additional cost. And it doesn't. But do you know what it is? What pisses me off about it the most, Mason, is why has it come to talking about us like that? Because we're winning everything. They're looking for something.
Yeah, no, of course it is. It's the narrative of let's jump on the Etihad bandwagon. Do you know what I mean? Even it stretches. It sounds bitter. It stretches to even now ex-footballers. You know, you'll have Carragher, Neville. They'll jump on it. They'll have like the BT Sport people. It is what it is. But then it's all well and good for people that earn 3, 4, 5 grand a week, a month. You know, for people like me, standard job. You know, trying to travel as much as you can. Everyone wants to go and watch the team. We always say, seeing your team away, it's a different feeling. The travel with the lads, whether that's car, train, bike, bus, whatever it is, going to see your team play away, getting on the beers with the lads, getting an earful off the missus at the end of the night.
And you feel like you're putting a shift in for the team as well.
So touching on that, right? Sorry. So Rob, Robel Abra, he's saying, big up Daps from Canada. He's saying he's got a good feeling this year. You'll win the Premier League and the Champions League, and Liverpool win the FA Cup.
What an end to a season.
Is there like a hierarchy?
From doing the quadruple by winning the 2 bigger trophies.
Is there a hierarchy with the games that you want to go to? So leagues right at the top. What comes next?
Hold on. See, this is a thing. I think it's different for every club, because I mean, Jamie Carragher the other day, right? So if you speak to most Liverpool fans, they will tell you that they want the league because they've got several Champions Leagues, and it's so they can compete with you lot, Soups, to be fair, and they want the league again, right? But Jamie Carragher, when Liverpool drew to City, Jamie Carragher came out and said that the league, that the Champions League is still more important than the league, but I don't think to Liverpool fans it is, but I do think this season generally to us City fans, and Mason, it'd be good to get your opinion on it, but I think to City fans, usually it is the league, right?
Yeah, so it's a mixed bag. The way I see it is, to us, it's the league. You hear Pep talking about it when he's done it, and he's like, the Premier League so important. My generation of growing up, being in school, United were winning everything. You know, it was one of them where the Champions League was being lifted. I won't lie, if I got to see City win the Champions League before it hit 30. Like, people don't understand the memories that would have happened if that happened when I was in school. It's a different story.
Yeah.
Like, if it's crazy to say, yeah, we lost last year, whatever it is. It's crazy to say Manchester City, this noisy neighbour, apparently small club, could potentially be in 2 Champions League finals back to back. Like, my dad went all his life, my granddad, all them never got to see this. I'm 25 and could potentially be seeing it twice back to back.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
winning,
that
winning
isn't being
anything.
spoke about enough. The fact that this is our second year that we might potentially reach final. Yeah, I mean, I said to Steve, I think it was when we were in Madrid. I feel like losing to Chelsea, it hurt that little bit more because it was an English club. And then if it's
100%.
looking like we're going to get Liverpool, that will hurt more as well. But
100%, it's any English club. That's any English club. If you know, it's the media speculation. It's everything. As soon as you get an English club in any sort of final, and I know, I'm talking Europa League, anything like that, it's always bigger. It's the way it works.
And it's a bit like the last season. We were so much better than Chelsea through the whole season. We won the league, but then they all come flying up to Manchester with inflatable trophies. Because if we say we're champions of England, they're champions of Europe. So it's just frustrating because I think everyone knows deep down 38 game consistency is harder than a tournament. But it's just that bragging right. So I said to Steve, I feel like now we need it just to shut everyone up now, because we are the most dominant domestic team for the last 5 years, right? We get the Champions League, no one can tell us anything. Then it's like we're there. And I said, even at that point, I would not even be mad if our club turned around and said, do you know what? For the way that UEFA has been, fuck you. We're not going to play in your tournament no more.
Super League.
If we just win it once and go, do you know what? We're not bothered no more. I mean, I'd miss the away days, to be fair, but I'll go back to winning the league every season. I don't mind that, but we need to grab that Champions League now.
That's the big one. We've to United fans, Liverpool fans, everything it is. We've dominated English football pretty much for 10 years.
And it is pretty much 10 years, to be fair.
It is. It near enough is. We have, regardless of what, you'll have United fans, Arsenal, they will laugh. They will, but it's the truth. We've battered teams. Week in, week out, we could hammer a team. We could win a trophy. The Champions League now it's the one. I think it's the one the fans want as well. Like, everyone always goes, give me the league. We'll just keep dominating the league for so long. Put your way for, do all this. No. We need that cup. We need that cup with, bright blue ribbons on it. That's it.
Yeah. Right. So we're going to wrap it up here. Been really good chatting with you. Thank you for everyone watching as well. Likes have been great. Views have been great. Firstly, I want you to plug your socials so everyone can follow you, unless you don't want to, unless you're not really that bothered about plugging your socials, which I know you're probably not that bothered.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm a social person, but you know what I mean? It's one of them. If you want to follow me, it's the same old City stuff. Follow my team everywhere. So you follow it, you're just going to get a load of City lads getting pissed up.
Did you, by the way, get involved in that, Soups, you know what it was called? Carabao Cup semi-final. You know, the tweet that was going around.
No, which one?
Right. Well, I'll say this, then you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
When you're on away days, are you partial to a donut? Crispy. Did you get anything? What was it called?
No, there's been pictures thrown about, but not this time.
The competition that was going on where everyone was taking.
Oh yeah, sensational.
Did you see that? Someone had tweeted basically about, and someone had taken, instead of taking like a pack of 12 Krispy Kremes, they'd taken the whole trolley.
Yeah, and then stand.
Someone took a lottery stand. But
I saw it on a bus. On someone's coach, they had the lottery machine on there.
We did that. You know what? First time I went away with my mates, we went to Magaluf, and we did that. And like, and we made a shrine in our hotel room. We I remember. I've grown up now, people. I actually dipped off from my bedrooms to go and find a rucksack to put everything that I was stealing in the rucksack. So I went to a shop, thieved a rucksack, and then went back to the bar and was just literally grabbing like pool balls, pint glasses, everything. I woke up cuddling a pool cue. And we'd taken a menu from outside of a prison.
Because that's cuddly.
Yeah, anyway. But no, really good you joining me, and hopefully you get a taste for it and you're going to get involved a bit more.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Good.
Speak some truth.
Exactly, 100%. So really appreciate you joining, first guest.
Big up Bailey saying, brilliant stream, lads.
Thank you, Bailey.
Sean Fogarty
Cheers,
saying,
mate.
great show, guys.
Cheers, Sean. And for anyone else, we will be back next week with episode 2. Haven't decided who with. I'm going to try and switch up. Won't be a City fan. Not too sure who to get on yet. But and for anyone that wants to continue, if anyone wants to watch a bit more of a violent stream, I'm going to be on Egal TV in approximately 5 minutes with a Liverpool fan, a United fan, a Tottenham fan, an Arsenal fan, and a Chelsea fan, which is
Carnage.
Spicy. But if you're watching this and you haven't smashed the like button yet, smash the like button. If you're watching it back, smash the like button, share it. And thanks for joining me, Mason. Nearly called you Callum.
Yeah, look, sounds the same, doesn't it? 100% sounds
Look the same, apparently. Look the same.
Yeah, apparently.
Thanks for joining me.
No, I appreciate it.
Catch us next week. Soups, do you want to run the